This guy is about to complete the hardest katana challenge in the world. The goal is to slice a katana through 7 tatami mats in a row, but this is no easy task. Many others attempt this challenge using maximum effort, with some of them even almost falling over, but no one can slice through the entire rack. Some get close, but still leave 1 or 2 mats, but you will not believe the last guy's performance. He begins by unsheathing his sword and standing in a ready position to prepare himself for the slice. After a few moments of mental preparation, he winds up and obliterates all 7 mats in one fell swoop. Subscribe if you think he's incredible. This magician does the most unbelievable trick you've ever seen. It starts with a woman climbing into a strange-looking wooden box in the middle of this NBA stadium. The magician then closes the box and locks it to make sure she can't escape. He then walks to the other side of the box and look, he slides 5 separate slices of the box to the floor, proving that nothing is there. And right on cue, the woman jumps out, showing she is all in one piece. How is this possible? This car does the cleanest tablecloth pull in history. The car used is a McLaren 720, which costs 300 grand and has a 0 to 60 of 2.8 seconds. These guys hooked up 2 tow straps to it, attached to a long blue cable to try to attempt this challenge. In the first try, they lay the rope in a pile, but this causes too much friction and completely fails, shattering everything on the table. They try one final attempt, but this time they separate the rope on the ground so it can move at a constant speed. And this is the final result. If that was satisfying, subscribe. This guy is stuck on a burning building that's about to collapse. It seems he has no escape until the crane operator on site lowers the man cage for him to climb onto. He struggles to get in the cage because of the blazing heat right in front of him, and time is running out. He moves towards the cage one final time, grabs the door, hops in, and closes it behind him as he's lifted to safety. Does the crane operator deserve a raise? This guy jumps off a bridge from a deadly height, and you won't believe what happens to him. He starts on top of a lift and flips off to a drop of over 300 feet, a height that would surely cause death. But right as he's about to hit the water, would you do this? This guy was flexing on camera, but wasn't prepared for what happened next. He was trying to impress this girl with his muscles, but she was totally uninterested. And then when the camera came back, he had no idea what she had up her sleeves.
Oh my goodness! Holy!
After this, he just sat down in defeat. Who do you think would win in an arm wrestle? This dad yeets his babies into a pool and they survive. These girls have been trained since birth to learn how to swim, and they've already mastered it. Look, they even have fun playing with each other. Could you swim at this age? This homeowner refused to sell his land to the government, so developers built around him. His home now causes traffic jams every single day, with drivers being forced to drive around the property like a roundabout. Who do you think is in the wrong? This guy was not happy with his sentencing, so he did the unthinkable.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada,
What punishment does he deserve? This plane is frozen mid-air, and no one knows why. Actually, it's called the parallax effect. And this happens because the 2 planes are going at different speeds and directions, causing the POV of the top plane to constantly change and deceive our depth perception. Do you think this is fascinating? These people are building the largest ice kingdom in the world. It takes 500 million pounds of ice and 10,000 men working for 15 days straight to create this incredible event. It's called the Harbin Ice Festival, and it is 600,000 square feet of pure winter wonderland. This festival holds the Guinness World Record for the largest snow and ice sculptures ever made. And as the sun sets, this place gets even more stunning as the ice lights turn on. Every year, this amazing feat of engineering attracts 18 million visitors and generates $4.4 billion. Would you ever visit here? This is the Hulenbuir grasslands in Inner Mongolia, home to some of the most amazing and nostalgic views on the planet. They are most known for their famous grass slide that stretches almost a mile long across the rolling, luscious green hills. The stunning view from this slide shows a beautiful landscape of surrounding grasslands that stretch almost 40,000 square miles, making it one of the largest grasslands in the world. Would you ever travel here? This father had the craziest gender reveal in the world. He hired 2 military helicopters pulling flags behind them that reveal that the couple is pregnant and the baby is due in May of 2023. But you will not believe what comes next. As the man waits in suspense, he starts to hear the faint sound of a jet, and then
Oh, it's a girl.
incredible. This gorilla reveals the right way to eat bananas. Have you been doing it wrong this whole time? This skier finds a man stuck in the snow and saves his life. As soon as he sees the snowboard sticking out of the snow, he immediately turns around and begins climbing back up the mountain. He takes off his skis to make it easier to climb and eventually makes it back up to the man. He frantically begins digging toward the man's head with his gloves, as he knows he may not have much air left to breathe. The snow is thick and deep and the skier is running out of breath. But he presses on in a desperate attempt to keep this man alive. He finally exposes the man's gloves and tries to get a response from him, but he is barely moving. He continues to scoop the snow out from the hole, removing huge chunks in the process. After a great amount of effort, he finally exposes the man's face and allows him to breathe. The man says he is okay, so the skier assembles a shovel to dig the man the rest of the way out. Subscribe if you think he's a hero.